How do Chinese families successfully pass on their family wealth and family business to the next generations? There are three important institutional building tasks. One is family governance. Second is ownership design. Third is corporate governance. Three of them are critically important. We cannot skip any one of them. But if you ask me which one is most important, I would say family governance. How to create and enforce a mechanism to harmonize the relationship of family members, to consolidate opinion, to facilitate decision making. And this is very, very fundamentally important. Without family governance, this family is not going to be qualified to run the business in the future because they could not even resolve their own family issues. The second thing is ownership design. Ownership design is important in making sure that business ownership can be within the ownership and control of our future generation family members. Moreover, the distribution of family ownership among the several or a large number of family owners can affect the incentive and outcome of the family business performance. Let me give you an example. Song Hong Kai Property currently is run by the second generation Koch brothers. They have three brothers. Back in the mid-80s, the founder, the patriarch, Koch Tak Sing, before he passed away, he transferred the 43% controlling ownership of Song Hong Kai Property into a family trust. Family trust is a kind of ownership structure, except that the ownership is not owned by individual. It is by an institution called trust. When the founder passed on the ownership into a trust, this means that none of the family members can be direct owners of those shares. Instead, they will be beneficiaries receiving distribution from the trust. And the bank become the trustee. They have the rights to distribute the dividends, the benefits to family members based on the trustee set up by the settlor or the patriarch. The Song Hong Kai Properties, the Koch family have this family trust. Now, the idea of having this family trust ownership is to make sure that the family business can be in the hands of the second generation family after the first generation passed away, to ensure control. But unfortunately, the trust did not work in a way that the founder hoped to happen. Actually, there are many side effects of using family trust that Chinese families still do not know. For example, in addition to determine the distributions, the settler still has to worry about how to make decisions after he walks away. When he is still around, there's no problem. You can still make decisions, but after you walk away, you leave behind a group of children not knowing how to make decisions. And worse still, if their relationship, if they no longer are in harmony, they are no longer in harmony, the business can be dragged down in the aftermath of family fights. And this is exactly the situation of Song Hong Kai Properties. We do not only focus on one family. We focus on more than 100 families based in Hong Kong, all use family trust to control their business. The controlling block of their ownerships are in family trust. And overall, we find similar pattern when Hong Kong family adopt the Western modern ownership tool. They are not sophisticated enough to properly design the detailed ownership, to make sure that the business can go on smoothly after the patriarch passed away. The third component is, as I mentioned before, is corporate governance. Right? Before the founder passed on the ownership and leadership to the next generation, he also needs to help build a professional management team to assist or to assist his children to run the business in the future. And how do you recruit, motivate these non-family professional managers? How do you monitor this professional manager? What jobs do you give them? Is something that is very important to think about. And we call this corporate governance. So in short, family governance, ownership design, and corporate governance are three critical institutional building tasks in any succession planning. It takes a long time to set it up and run it smooth. I would encourage every Chinese family who owns a business to use at least 10 years or even 20 years to prepare for their succession. Because currently what we observe is that most Chinese business families ignore the importance of family governance, ownership design, or even corporate governance. They just focus on growing their business. By the time when they get old, it is already too late. If you want to enjoy your apples 20 years later, you have to grow apple tree now. If you plant a pine tree 20 years later, the pine tree will not grow you apple.